The national anthem has played and we're off here at Falcon Park. Welcome back into another Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League production of your Auburn Doubledays going against the Geneva Red Wings here on June 13th. Hi everyone, I'm Ryan Story. I'll be up at the broadcast booth today alongside Evan Carocchio, who will bring you the second half of tonight's action. But first, we've got a matchup between the Auburn Doubledays and the Red Wings. A matchup that's been fairly frequent this season, and these teams have really been polar opposites. We've seen the Auburn Doubledays jump out to a 6-1 record with just one loss. That was a blown lead against Niagara. Meanwhile, Geneva on the other end, 1-6 on the campaign, and they've been struggling as of late. We just saw these teams face off fairly recently. You look at the game log, they played most recently on June 10th. That was a home game for the Doubledays in which Auburn won 7-2 on the year. Auburn is 3-0 against the Red Wings. Starting tonight on the mound for your Auburn Doubledays, it's going to be William Baker III, the righty pitcher, and he'll be going against Geneva's lineup, which again hasn't exactly thrived this year at the plate, but we'll see how Baker is able to perform against this Red Wings roster. Baker's stats on the season, he's got a 6.35 ERA, but a 1-0 record. That was his only appearance for the Doubledays this year on the mound. In that appearance, he went 5.2 innings, so nearly 6 full innings out of the young pitcher. See how he's able to do today against this Geneva squad. Leading off for the Red Wings, it's going to be number 12, Kenta Minikata, followed up by Noah Company and Dylan Abbott. Starting for your Doubledays today in the field, we'll rattle through it. Starting off in the infield, going from left to right, the third baseman, number 16, Zach Spurger. The shortstop, number 24, Connor Rumpf, who I believe is making his Doubledays home debut. Actually could be his debut with the team as a whole, but definitely his first home game here in Falcon Park. Starting at second base, Titus Hutchins. And then at first, number 22, Braden Michelson. Catching for Baker is going to be Jonathan Griggs, number 23. Out in the outfield, Michael Ambrosio in left, Burt Maxim in center, and Steven Ambrosio, the brother, in right field. Minikata stepping up to the plate, a lefty batter going against the righty Baker to start off the day. Thanks for tuning in with us here at 6:35 p.m. And if you haven't noticed, this broadcast is a little different. We've got the graphics back, so finally fixed some of the technical issues on our end, and who knows, potentially next game we'll have play-by-play. But there's a base hit on the first pitch of the day. Kenta Minikata takes the first pitch he sees off of Baker and rips it into center field. That's an easy base hit for Minikata, putting a runner on first for the Red Wings. That brings up Noah Company, another lefty. Got one runner on. Baker, only one pitch today. Baker readies for his second pitch. This one just misses high. Baker out of Daytona Beach Christian University down in Florida. Actually the same place where the manager, Thomas Eaton, coaches. Minikata takes off. That's a hit over to the second baseman. Hutchins tosses over to Michelson for out number one. But we see, while Company is out, Minikata advances to second base. Now a runner in scoring position, just two batters into tonight's contest. Bringing up the batter in the 3-hole, Dylan Abbott. Abbott, the first righty that Baker will see today. First pitch, in there, strike number one. Dylan Abbott on the season, one of the best hitters on this Red Wings squad, batting .286 through 7 recorded at-bats. Nearly goes to that one, and it's ruled he does go. Abbott falls behind to the 0-2 count. Tried to check his swing there, couldn't stop in time. Abbott still looking for his first extra base hit of the season. The base hit here could score a run. He chases after that pitch, fouls it off over to the opposing bullpen. Nakata on second. Dylan Abbott at the plate. Abbott will be followed up by Ben Buxton, then Andrew Hausman. He gets that far. Currently 1 out on the board. The offering swung on and missed. Abbott cannot touch Baker's stuff. That's a swinging K for Dylan Abbott, bringing up Ben Buxton with 2 outs on the board and a runner on second. Looks like the coach for the Red Wings, Kyle French, going to lefties early against Baker. 3 of the first 4 are lefties. Buxton doesn't go there. Pitch right down the gut for strike number 1. That was that breaking ball falling inside. The 0-1 offering in. Swung on, fouled off over to the parking lot. Couldn't see from my vantage point, but that might have hit a car over there. A second straight 0-2 count. Baker getting ahead early. The 0-2 pitch in. Swung on, whiffed. 2 straight swinging strikes. That ends the top of the first inning. We'll be back with your Auburn Double Days at the plate in the bottom of the first. Stick around for more Double Days action coming your way. Welcome back into the Auburn Double Days YouTube channel. Your Double Days at the plate. Leading off will be Chase Massey, number 7, the designated hitter. He'll be going against Caden Brault, the righty pitcher for this Geneva squad. Bats lefty but throws righty. Brault, a product out of Susquehanna, just finished up his first year there. He struggled in his early PGCBL showings. First pitch misses upstairs. Brault will try to mirror what we saw Double Days pitcher in William Baker do, as we saw Baker get through the first inning in just 9 pitches. Strike 1 in there on pitch number 2. Yeah, Brault has certainly struggled. He's had 1 appearance this season, and that only lasted 2/3 of an inning as Massey shoots that down the left field line, lands foul. But yeah, in that first appearance, only lasted 2/3 of an inning and gave up 4 earned runs. That boosted his ERA all the way up to 54. So, high number for Brault to start off the season. But hey, things can really only get better from here, right? The 1-2 count. Pitch in, swung on, and whiffed. He gets a swinging strikeout on his first at-bat. Massey goes down swinging, bringing up William Ragland. So the last three batters we've seen all gone down swinging on strikes. Ragland this season batting 200. Another player in search of his first extra base hit. The thing for Ragland, though, is his patience at the plate as he lets the first pitch go. 4 walks already this season. That's great for someone he's generally second in the lineup because of his speed and his ability to just get on base. Pitch inside makes it a 2-0 count. He gets on base and lets those guys in the 3-4 holes generally drive him in to score. The 2-0 count with Titus Hutchins on deck will be followed up by Jonathan Griggs, the catcher. Pitch in there, strike number 1. Ragland penalized for being too patient. 2-1 pitch. Ragland goes, fouls it off. Brault has worked his way back here to a 2-2 count after falling behind early. The pitcher stands 6'2", 175. Count even at 2-2. Pitches in. Swung on. Chopped towards the second baseman Slater. Tossing it over to Andrew Houseman for out number 2 of the inning. Got a feature of half the infield of the Red Wings right there. We'll go through the other portion right now. Houseman, the first baseman. Slater at second, as I just mentioned. Standing at shortstop, Casey Burkhoff. Third base is Lucas Marsh, with the catcher being Nick Filippone, catching for Brault. Out in the outfield, it's Kenta Minikata in left, Noah Company in center, and Christian Bermudez in right. The first pitch to Titus Hutchins misses in the dirt. Hutchins, another righty to start off things for the Doubledays. The first 4 batters of the lineup, at least, all going to be righties. Long windup. Swung on, could not catch a piece of it. Might have fouled it off a little bit, but swing and a miss on the pitch. That brings up a 2-1 count. Brault waits for the right pitch after shrugging off 2. Hutchins chases, fouls it off over to the right field grandstands. That evens up the count at 2-2 with 2 outs on the board. Let's see what Hutchins can do here. Hutchins batting .250 on the season. The even pitch. That's a dribbler hit towards Brault, who runs over, flips it to Houseman. That ends your first inning. The Doubledays go down 1-2-3. We'll be back in the second to see if the pitcher, William Baker, can keep his short stints going. Stay around for more on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. welcome back in here on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. Right now, tied with the Geneva Red Wings, the Doubledays are 0-0. Andrew Hausman stepping up to the plate, the first baseman, going against Baker. Actually took Baker 10 pitches in the first inning. Now, the 11th pitch, a dribbler down the first base line falls foul. For those of you at home who care about what's happening in the MLB, the Dodgers pitcher, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, had a perfect game going into the 8th inning. That turned into a no-hitter after a Mookie Betts error. And then that no-hitter was turned away by the White Sox as Peters hit a home run to end that no-hit bid. Right now, it's an 0-2 count to Hausman. The breaking ball falls low. Good patience by Hausman as he saw his last two teammates up, swing, and miss to go down on strikes. A 1-2 pitch, another one that's low and away. Evens up the count at 2-2. After Hausman, on deck is Nick Filipponi. In the hole, Lucas Marsh, the third baseman. A pitch just missing outside. 3-2, full count, the first that we've seen today for Baker. He didn't really have any pitch battles there in the first inning. Second already bringing some new adventures for him. Missing low, 4 straight balls to put Hausman on first. Now Nick Filipponi stepping up to the plate. Filipponi this season batting .200. He's only recorded 1 hit for the Red Wings. And it's ruled that he swung there. Didn't look like he committed too much, but the bat came around, making it an 0-1 count. Second pitch. High. This time, Filipponi does not bite. The Doubledays outfield has had no action yet. Just the infield getting some work, and to be honest, just that right side of the infield. Pitch nearly gets away from the catcher, Jonathan Griggs, but keeps it in front of him, forces Hausman to stay at first. Now a 2-1 count. Way high and outside. Just one ball away from walking consecutive batters, putting a runner in scoring position with no outs on the board. Filipponi readies for the 3-1 pitch, and it does not find the zone. 2 straight walks for William Baker, puts runners on first and second, no outs. Lucas Marsh stepping up to the plate. Lucas Marsh still in search of his first hit as a Geneva Red Wing. Marsh is out of West Liberty University. Actually just finished up his senior year there. Originally started at Jamestown Community College, so a relatively local product. Baker just tried to fix his mojo, threw a meatball right down the middle. Marsh did not chase. That makes it an 0-1 count. Baker, as Marsh I can't speak right now. He showed bunt, and then he pulled it back, so that makes it a 1-1 count. One with runners on first and second. Narrowly misses outside, bringing up a 2-1 count. Baker could put himself in some trouble here after getting through that first inning with relative ease. Swing and whiff. Marsh going after it. Took a hack. Couldn't connect. Baker recorded his last 2 outs of the first inning by forcing swinging strikeouts. We'll see if he can do the same to Marsh here. Pitch low, forcing a full count. High leverage pitch in just the second inning. The count is loaded. The bases first, runners on first and second. The 3-2 pitch would have missed the zone, but Marsh, in typical baseball wisdom, says it's too close not to swing at. After that pitch is fouled off, we have yet another payoff coming up. Still no outs on the board. Baker's payoff pitch hit towards the shortstop. Tossed. Rumpf to Hutchins. Over to Michelson. That's a double play. But with 2 outs on the board, Andrew Hausman is standing at third, just 90 feet away from scoring. That 6-4-3 double play does get 2 outs. So Baker is much closer now to getting out of the second inning unscathed. Casey Burcroft, the lefty, up at the plate. He hits one, gets just past the pitcher Baker. The throw over to first in time. Titus Hutchins connects with Michelson to let Baker escape the second with no runs. Give it up. We'll be back in the bottom of the second as your Auburn Doubledays return to the plate. Welcome back in here in the bottom of the second inning. It's the catcher, Jonathan Griggs, up to bat for your Auburn Doubledays. Still going against Caden Brault on the mound. Doubledays went down in 1-2-3 fashion their first time through. Brault's first pitch hits right off the arm of Griggs. Won't be 1-2-3 this time around. Griggs takes first. That brings up Zach Spurger with a runner on first. Griggs this season showing why he has a .545 on base percentage, also slugging .667. First pitch high to Spurger. That's Zach Spurger. 1-0 count. Spurger batting .400. Swung on and missed. But if you notice, these averages for the Doubledays sound higher than they are for the Red Wings. That's because at the plate, the Doubledays have been exceedingly the better team this season. I think you could really just look at it. Yes, the records obviously are polar opposites, but you look at the total runs scored for these two teams. As Spurger swings, misses the throw down to first, not in time. You look at the total runs, though, for these two teams. The Double A's have 80 runs through 7 games, which, to be fair, is a very high number, over 11 runs scored per game. For your Red Wings, it's just 21 runs through 7 games. That's only 3 runs per game. The PGCBL, that's not going to cut it as Griggs takes off, gets to second base with not even a shortstop there, covered the bag. An easy stolen bag for Jonathan Griggs, but Spurger goes down on strikes. So that's a backwards K, sitting down Zach Spurger. Jonathan Griggs now in scoring position, the first for the Double A's today. Connor Rumpf, the shortstop, up to bat. Righty doesn't go at the first pitch. That's in there for strike one. Brault sitting at 20 pitches. The 0-1 offering chopped up the middle. A great stop by Casey Burcroft, but can't go anywhere in time. An infield single for Connor Rumpf. His first hit as an Auburn Doubleday. That puts runners on the corners and brings up the first baseman, Braden Michelson, with just 1 out on the board. A golden opportunity here for Michelson. He's already recorded 5 RBIs this season. Looking to make it at least 6 here. Pickoff attempt thrown over to first, as Brault will take a breath before the next pitch. We'll see Michelson take off. The catcher, Filipponi, is going to pretend to make that throw down to second, and then he dropped the ball anyways. Didn't look like he was actually going to commit to that throw either way. So a stolen base for, Connor Rumpf, that is, going to second. Michelson still at the plate. The 1-0 count. Two runners in scoring position. Michelson doesn't go. Pitch misses high. Michelson out of Plymouth State University. The big righty sees the 2-0 and makes it 3-0. As he's not chasing Brault's throws around the edges of the zone. Now, I can't imagine Michelson has the green light to swing here. Walk loads the bases and brings up the center fielder Burt Maxim with a golden opportunity. Pitch down the gut, strike number 1. Michelson did not go. Now Michelson far more likely to swing on this 3-1 count. Hits in, misses inside. Michelson knew it, immediately tosses his bat over to the dugout. Runners on first, second, and third. Burt Maxim up to bat. Huge at bat here for Burt Maxim, who's batting .444 on the campaign. Maxim, more of a contact hitter, doesn't generally provide a ton of power, but the Dean College product has shown he can bring it when he needs to. Breaking ball misses upstairs. Maxim is the 8th batter in this Double A's lineup. After him, the brothers, Michael and Steven Ambrosio, respectively. Second pitch gets in there. A 1-1 count as Maxim doesn't go. Still just one out on the board. One with one out. Hit over foul over the right base side. And on deck, Michael Ambrosio. He'll be followed up by Steven. But before we get to that, the 1-2 count. The one thing Max really can't do here is strike out. Bases loaded. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, whiffed. Brault gets Maxim down swinging. That brings up another bases loaded opportunity for Michael Ambrosio with 2 outs on the board. But the Doubledays at risk of stranding 3 runners on the base paths. The first pitch gets away from the catcher Filipponi. That will score Griggs easily. Your Doubledays take a 1-0 lead over the Geneva Red Wings off the wild pitch. So Griggs scores to make it 1-0. Michelson advances to second. Rumpf advances to third. Still 2 runners in scoring position. So now at least some of the pressure has been alleviated for the Doubledays here. You leave this inning with nothing, and it feels like a failed opportunity. Now, you at least have a 1-run lead. Second pitch of the at-bat in there like swimwear makes it a 1-1 count. Count tied. Ambrosio readies. Doesn't go with the breaking ball. Doesn't get down in time. 2-1. Doubledays with the lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Pitch low, 3-1 count. Right now, Brault is in real danger of loading the bases yet again. He's already up to 34 pitches through just 2 innings of work. Pitch number 35 coming up next. The 3-1 pitch fouled off, brings up a full count. Ambrosio actually still looking for his first hit as a member of the Doubledays. Both Michael and Steven have yet to record a base hit for Auburn this year. But for what they haven't provided at the plate, they've been making up for with both patient batting and a great eye out there in the field. Excuse me, a great glove out there in the field. The full count, payoff pitch, inside. It actually gets away from the catcher. And so that's a passed ball where we'll see both runners on the paths advance. Connor Rumpf gets home. Michelson gets over to third. That scores a run and puts runners on the corners. Ambrosio on first, Michelson on third. Now Steven Ambrosio steps up to the plate, the final batter in the Doubledays order. After this, it flips back around to Massey. See Filipponi checking in with his pitcher Brault as the Doubledays have taken a 2-0 lead off of 2 wild pitches. Brault was just 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Now has to go through a whole new batter. Ambrosio takes off the throw, down to second, not going to be in time as it gets away from the shortstop Burcroft. And since it got away from Burcroft, we're going to see over at third, Michelson take off for home, score. And that's a 3rd run for your Auburn Doubledays here in the second inning. The bases were loaded. Auburn nearly came away with nothing. Instead, all 3 base runners score, and there's still 1 on second. That first pitch missed the zone for a ball. Filipponi really did have the timing and he had the timing and speed of the throw down. It just got a little bit away from Burkroff. And then when Burkroff tried to get the ball down quick enough to apply the tag, it just slipped away from that shortstop and made it all the more easier for Michelson to get home. 1-1. He did go strike number 2. Steven Ambrosio up to bat. Ambrosio's on-base percentage is .429 this year despite not recording a hit. The breaking ball doesn't get down in time. 2-2 count with 2 outs. And after Ambrosio, it's Massey. Struck out in his first at-bat. The 2-2. Fastball just outside. Another full count. Not a spot where we've seen the pitcher Brault work from positively throughout this game. Payoff pitch. Misses high. That's yet another walk. Puts runners on first and second. Still 2 outs on the board. So the Doubledays, with bases loaded, got to 2 outs when Burt Maxim struck out. And since then, a wild pitch, a walk, and then a pass ball on the throw over to second, and another walk. Very unforced errors for the Geneva Red Wings have allowed Auburn to put 3 runs on the board with the chance for more. This kind of exemplifies why the Doubledays are 6-1 on the season, and the Red Wings are 1-6. A double steal attempt. The throw too high, won't get there in time. First Ambrosio, Michael to third, and Steven Ambrosio over to second. A double Ambrosio steal. Chase Massey with 2 runners on. 2 runners in scoring position, that is. It's a 2-0 count. Two straight balls to start off this at bat, and a walk here would load the bases yet again and truly just be devastating for the pitcher Brault. Now 2-1 with 2 outs on the board. And Massey struck out in his first at-bat, trying not to go down in the same fashion. This time hits a bomb out to left field, but it's going to go a bit too high. Kenta Minikata gets under that easily. And the Doubledays end the second inning with 3 runs on the board. Left 2 stranded in scoring position, though. Geneva will have the chance to respond at the top of the 3rd inning when we return here on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. We're back here in the top of the third inning at Falcon Park. The Geneva Red Wings now find themselves in a 3-run hole to your Auburn Doubledays. Still just one in the hit column for each team as Jackson Slater looks to add to that total, and he does as Burt Maxim lays out to try to make a diving catch, can't get there in time, drops between Maxim and Michael Ambrosio. Jackson Slater gets a single into left center field. He went after the first pitch that he saw, and now Christian Bermudez, the final batter in the Red Wings order, steps up to the plate. Those lefties have had more success today against Baker than the righties. Bermudez batting from the left side of the plate. He hits a shot into right field that could get down, and a great catch made by Steven Ambrosio sliding onto his knee, forcing Jackson Slater to return back to first base. That would have been in fair play if it got down, but Ambrosio tracked it down and made the play. Slater had taken off. It looked like he would have went for the stolen base even if Bermudez wasn't able to get a piece of it. And now we flip around to the top of the Red Wings order. Kenta Minikata, who had singled in his first at bat on the first pitch he saw, this time lets the first pitch miss for strike one. Excuse me, for ball one. Slater on first. Minikata doesn't go, makes it 2-0 count. Minikata second on the Red Wings in terms of batting average as a throw down to first nearly gets away from Michelson, but forces Slater to be a bit closer to that first base bag. Minikata, however, now facing a 3-0 count, and Baker in danger of walking a base runner into scoring position. The 3-0 pitch in there for a strike makes it 3-1. Michelson ready on first. It's hit down the first base line, just foul. That brings us into a full count with one out on the board. Baker up to 36 pitches on the day. The payoff pitch. In there, swung on, whiffed yet again. Baker is dropping the Red Wings like flies. That's the third strikeout of the day for William Baker III. Noah Company, who grounded out in his first at-bat in the first inning, steps up to the plate. Another lefty batter. Breaking ball. Company doesn't go for it, and it's strike number one. Jackson Slater still stuck at first base. The 0-1 count. Swung on. Hit into left field. Michael Ambrosio going to make a play at it. That will end the top of the third inning, as the Doubledays outfield getting busy, but doing their job and sending Auburn into the bottom of the third inning, still with a 3-0 lead. Stay tuned for more Doubledays baseball coming your way. Bottom of the third inning, your Auburn Doubledays are back with William Ragland the third on the in the batter's box, going still against Caden Brault. Brault gave up 3 runs, Doubledays last time up. Now Ragland looking for his first time on base today as he grounded out in his first go-around. Brault threw 46 pitches through those first 2 innings, with the majority of them coming in the second. So 1-0 count to Ragland. Again, is known for his patience at the plate. We'll see if that stays the same here as he swings, misses. Doubledays have been great this season at putting together high-scoring runs. We saw from them in the second. They just managed to compound hits and get on base in great fashion, as that's a beautiful play made by Jackson Slater, waving off both Christian Bermudez and Andrew Hausman to come down with the catch as the 3 of them converged over in shallow right field. Ragland goes down on the flyout. That will bring up Titus Hutchins. Hutchins grounded out to end the first inning. Now Hutchins doesn't go, pitched low. Hutchins will be followed up by Griggs and Spurger. The 1-0. Again, misses low. That one slightly got away from Nick Filipponi. Brault and Filipponi weren't on the greatest of terms last inning, as there were multiple wild pitches. There was a pass ball. Not the best connection between the pitcher and the catcher. Now the count, 2-0. Brault finds the zone this time. Strike on the 2-0 offering brings up a 2-1 count. Titus Hutchins committed to Wofford for his first year of baseball. He gets a base hit. It looks like, yes, it gets over the head of the right fielder, Christian Bermudez. That'll at least be 2 bases. He'll go standing up into 3. A triple for Titus Hutchins, his first extra base hit as an Auburn Doubleday. Now Jonathan Griggs up to bat with a runner on third base, just 90 feet away from scoring. Only 1 out on the board. A sacrifice gets in, likely gets in the base runner Hutchins. Swung on, fouled off the first pitch he sees. Griggs scored in his first go-around as he started that rally in the second inning by getting hit by a pitch. Griggs batting .556 this season. Hits one down the first base line, fouls it off yet again, so he falls into a quick 0-2 count but has made contact with both pitches. Still 1 out on the board. Brault now up to 55 tosses on the day. The 0-2 pitch way outside. Filipponi staying in front of it. Griggs trying to work his way back into this one. He'll call time. Called time fairly early there, as Brault wasn't even really started in his windup yet. But the hitter steps back into the batter's box. Ready's up. Righty on righty duel. 1-2 pitch. In. Swung on. Hit down to the third baseman. That's going to be an error on Lucas Marsh. The quick line drive gets through his glove, and Jonathan Griggs will advance over to first base on the E5. Titus Hutchins will score. It looks like Hutchins probably would have scored on that play anyways. It's the 5th run that we've seen Caden Brault give up this season. Filippone going to have a chat with his young pitcher. Zach Sperger up to bat for the Doubledays with a runner on first. Your Auburn Doubledays holding on to a 4-0 lead. The first pitch of the at-bat gets away from Filippone. Who knows if we would have seen Griggs try to go for a second stolen base of the day here, but he doesn't have to go for the steal. Instead, it'll be given to him for free. Now a runner in scoring position with Sperger still up to bat. 1-0 count. Sperger struck out his last time around going against Brault. Went down swinging. The 1-0. It's chopped over to the third baseman. This time Marsh able to make the play, throw over to Houseman, but Griggs will get to third base. The 5-3 put out advances Griggs to third. Now Connor Rumpf up to bat. He singled in his first go around. Also managed to score off of that single. Griggs dangerously close to scoring, and that's the second hit batter of the day for Caden Brault. You have to wonder how much lenience Kyle French is going to have here, as the manager has seen his pitcher put runners on first and second. Already 4 runs given up. There's a chance for more. Doubleday stranded 2 runners in scoring position last inning. Now they have 2 on right here with Braden Michelson up to bat. Michelson, he scored his last go around, walked against Brault in the second inning. Brault up to 60 pitches on the day. Strike 1 in against Michelson. We didn't see Rumpf go there. It's now an 0-1. Rumpf doesn't go. Pitch misses outside. Somewhat interesting that we aren't seeing Rumpf going. Yes, Filippone does have a good arm, but he hasn't been able to connect with the shortstop in Burcroft yet today. We've even seen some mistakes on those throws down to second, which have allowed runners to score at home plate. Count 1-1, and wow, we're going to see Rumpf just stand in between first and second. We've got ourselves a pickle here as Griggs is going to get caught by the catcher Filippone, and the Doubledays tried some trickery. It does not pay off, and Geneva escapes being in quotation marks with just 4 runs given up through 3 innings. Only gave up 1 run in the third. 2 more runners left stranded for your Auburn Doubledays as Auburn heads into the 4th inning, maintaining a 4-run lead. Stick around for more Doubledays action coming your way. The Auburn Doubledays leading 4-0 over the Geneva Red Wings here in the fourth inning. I'm Ryan Story. I'll be calling tonight's action alongside Evan Carocchio. He'll be here in the bottom of the fifth inning when he'll take over. First pitch in the fourth misses away as William Baker still on the mound for your Doubledays. He just threw his 40th pitch of the night. We'll see if there's a base hit over the head of the third baseman, Zach Spurger. Base hit for Dylan Abbott. Little blooper single over Spurger's head. Michael Ambrosio will stop the ball, but the damage has been done. Abbott on first. Ben Buxton up to the plate. Baker still pitching. We'll see if Geneva pitcher Caden Brault is still on the mound when the Doubledays return in the bottom of the fourth inning. 4 runs given up through just 3 innings. Kyle French has to start considering if he wants to pull his pitcher out of this contest. 1-1 count. It's a bunt laid down. Very nice bunt. The catcher does not even attempt to throw. Griggs holds onto it, puts it in his back pocket, and now runners on first and second. It's a beautifully laid down bunt for the infield single. Abbott advances to second. Buxton now on first. Andrew Hausman steps up to the plate. 2 runners on, no outs. Probably the most danger that Baker's been in today. First pitch. Misses outside. That was a near perfect bunt laid down by Ben Buxton. Wasn't close enough for Baker to get. It's hit too hard for Griggs to truly make a play on it. That's fouled off to even up the count at 1-1. Andrew Hausman out of Misericordia Baseball fouls off the second straight pitch he sees. He just finished up his sophomore year there after missing his freshman season due to an injury. Only played in 6 games last season for Misericordia. That's hit up high, popped up. Griggs looking for it. The first baseman also looking for it. And wow, the catch made by Braden Michelson. As Griggs was kind of lost the ball in the sun. Michelson makes the diving snag. Griggs looks a little shaken up, has to readjust his pads. That was a fantastic effort play made by Braden Michelson. Hausman out. That brings up Nick Filipponi with 2 runners on, 1 out on the board. One, two. Popped up foul. Baker's gotten himself out of every jam he's seen through the first 3 innings. See if he can do the same here in the fourth. Geneva actually doubling up the Doubledays in terms of hits. Geneva has 4, Auburn just 2, but Filipponi swings and misses. He falls behind 0-2 in the count to Baker. Baker up to 50 pitches on the day. The 0-2 pitches in. Baker forces Filipponi to swing. That's popped up yet again. It's very similar. Michelson looking for it. Griggs this time coming down with it. He makes a snag instead of Michelson. And 2 straight pop-ups lead to still 2 runners on, but 2 outs on the board. Wow, the sun must be really in the eyes of the inside infield there, as both Griggs and Michelson seem to be not losing the ball in the sun, but really having a hard time tracking where it's going to come down. Great job for both of them, though, to be in the right position at the right time and have each other's backs. The first pitch of the at-bat fouled off. Lucas Marsh up at the plate. Last time Marsh was up, he had runners on first and second with no outs, hit into a double play. Now this time he has the same runners on, but 2 outs on the board. He's going to try to lay down a bunt. Interesting, a bunt with an 0-1 count and 2 outs. He falls behind 0-2 after fouling that off. Trying to replicate what Ben Buxton did, this bunt leading to an infield single. I can't imagine he's bunting here with the 0-2 count, 2 outs on the board. He's swinging away, completely misses. It gets away from the catcher, Griggs. The throw down to first, gets there in time. Griggs connects with Braden Michelson for out number 3. Griggs and Michelson doing all the work for the fielders in the top of the 4th inning. Your Auburn Doubledays head into the bottom of the 4th with a 4-0 lead. Stick around for more Doubledays baseball coming your way. We're back here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Braden Michelson up at the plate. He just had a busy inning in the top of the 4th. Now, trying to round it out. He's actually up to bat in the bottom of the 3rd inning when we saw the Doubledays get caught in a rundown attempt. Griggs tried to steal home and was not successful, as the catcher Nick Filippone was able to track him down and tag him out for out number 3, stranding 2 runners on base. Now Michelson fouls off the second pitch he sees for a 1-1 count. Michelson's first at-bat, he scored after walking. Michelson doesn't chase that pitch, falls behind 1-2. Michelson this season slashing 286, 429, 444. Trails early in the count. The 1-2 offering is fouled off. Michelson staying alive. Caden Brault still on the mound for the Geneva Red Wings. He's heading into his 4th inning. His first, as I previously mentioned, his first stint with the Red Wings only lasted 2/3 of an inning. So he's made it much further this time around. That stint, he gave up 4 runs, same as in this showing. The 1-2 pitch inside ball number 2. That nearly clipped Michelson. Would be the third batter of the day that Brault hit. Instead, Michelson steps back in with the 2-2. Pitch, breaking ball, misses outside. Full count, facing Michelson. He fell behind 1-2 and quickly worked his way back. The payoff pitch. It's in. Swung on. Missed. Michelson doesn't connect. One thing both Brault and Baker have done very well today is they've been getting strike threes on swings and misses. Now Burt Maxim steps up to the plate. He struck out in his last at-bat in that same fashion. On the day, Brault has 4 punch-outs. Maxim chases the first pitch he sees, fouls it off. Brault approaching 70 pitches on the day. Just over 50% of them have been strikes. He lays down a bunt that's popped up, gets away from the catcher. Instead, it's the pitcher, Brault, tossing it over to Houseman for out number 1. That's a 1-3 putout to bring up Michael Ambrosio, the first of the Twins, up to bat at the top of the order. Michael got on base via a walk his last time up. Same with his brother Steven, who did the exact same. Michael Ambrosio, the first pitch he sees, bounces off his helmet. It bounced off like it was fouled off, but no, just went off the very front of the hat. Puts him over on first base. That is now the third batter that Brault has hit today on his 70th pitch. So yeah, Michael Ambrosio still looking for his first hit of the season, but we can see how he gets on base at a fairly consistent rate. Has done so in both at-bats today. Now Steven Ambrosio trying to replicate his brother. Doesn't go at the first pitch, makes it a 1-0 count. Michael Ambrosio taking a solid lead off first. Brault winds up, pitches, misses low. This is a situation where we'll probably see Steven Ambrosio be a bit more patient. He'll wait for Brault to throw the first strike instead of chasing. After Steven, it flips to the top of the order with Chase Massey on deck to throw over to first. Gets there in time. Michael Ambrosio is caught just being a bit too aggressive, a bit too far from the bag. The pickoff gets Ambrosio. We'll head into the 5th inning. The Double A's still lead 4-0. Stick around for more action coming your way. back here in the top of the fifth inning, my last half inning of baseball before my lovely colleague Evan Carocchio takes over doing the play-by-play. Don't worry, next game we'll probably have two announcers on the call. We'll have a play-by-play and a color guy. Just been sorting out some headset issues in the press box here. But now, Casey Burkroff up to bat against William Baker. Between innings, we were doing our dirty car giveaway as a Chevy Traverse in the parking lot was ruled the dirtiest car. If someone stepped forward and admitted that car was theirs, they would have gotten a free car wash thanks to K&S. But instead, nobody wanted to step up and say that they had a dirty car. I mean, I could be the first to admit that my car is plenty dirty. They should have given me that award. Apparently, we have heard someone did step up. Speaking of stepping up, Casey Burkroff is going to step up to first base in just 4 pitches. William Baker wasted no time walking Burkroff. Burkroff takes first. He ended the second inning in a ground out, now gets on base in his second at bat. Jackson Slater steps up to the plate. He singled in the third inning. Takes the first pitch for a ball. As Baker opens the fifth inning with 5 consecutive balls. One out count with Burkroff on first. Strike one going against Slater. Burkroff this season has yet to record a stolen base. The throw down to first. The throw not there in time, but it was certainly close, and it looks like Burkroff is a bit banged up. He might have got hit in the groin area. Not a great place to catch a glove to. And it looks like Burkroff will be okay. Play will resume here at Falcon Park. As we pass 7:45 p.m. Thanks for sticking with us here on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. Beautiful sunny day here. That's fouled off. Yep. Making the count still 1-2. Yeah, the temperatures hovered above 80 through pretty much the entire day. Apologies for the technical difficulties. As that's hit down to the third baseman. Zach Sperger going to try to make the throw over to first. But it looks like he made the throw to second. Sorry, as we sort out these camera issues, but he did make the throw to second. He got out the base runner in Burkroff, but then on the attempt to make the double play, it was ruled he had to deal with a little bit of interference from Burkroff. But your Auburn Doubledays, the Auburn Doubledays have 1 out now recorded on the board. They're looking at a potential interference call because it looked like Burkroff really made it difficult for the shortstop in Connor Rumpf to make that toss over to Michelson. All right, now we've got the camera back and set up. Sorry about that. They ruled it not going to be interference. So instead, it's just a simple 5-6 fielder's choice at second. But Jackson Slater stands on first with Christian Bermudez up at the plate. Bermudez 0 for 1 on the day, doesn't go at that pitch. Gets ahead of the count 2-0 against Baker. Baker still yet to give up a run today, giving up 4 hits, but no runs. The 2-0 misses low again, brings up 3-0. Baker in danger of walking Bermudez, putting runners on first and second. One out on the board. That makes it 3-1. Slater taking a sizable lead. And there's ball number 4. Slater goes to second. Bermudez goes to first. He gets on base for the first time today. Kenta Minikata stepping up to the plate is Thomas Eaton going to have a chat with William Baker. 2 runners on, 1 out. Top of the Geneva Red Wings order is set to go up. See if Thomas Eaton makes a pitcher change. The Red Wings haven't been getting a ton of hits off of Baker. They've gotten 4 hits, but they've pretty much all been singles. They have all been singles. 2 of them have even stayed in the infield. One of them came off of a bunt attempt that happened to be a perfectly placed bunt. The player who did so, Jackson Slater, was able to Ben Buxton was able to reach first base. But still, even though he's given up base runners, nobody has been able to score as this visit to the mound has taken an extended time for Thomas Eaton, but the manager leaves his guy out there on the mound. Again, Baker and Eaton have teamed up at Daytona Beach Christian University. Kenta Minikata up at the plate, the lefty with 2 runners on has a chance to do some damage. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Singled in his first at-bat, struck out in his second. First pitch he sees, he doesn't go. That's strike 1. So in the first inning, he saw 1 pitch and immediately went after it. Now facing 0-1, hits a chopper over to the shortstop. Rumpf tosses it to Hutchins. There's out 1 and can't get it over to Michelson for out number 2. So yet another fielder's choice gets Bermudez out at second. Slater advances to third. Minikata going to be safely at first. Noah Company up to bat. Runners on the corners. The first pitch in there for strike 1. Minikata doesn't look like he's going. We saw the double days earlier this game with runners on the corners, 2 outs, try to catch Geneva in a rundown. This time, though, Minikata's going to drop a base hit into shallow right field. And Minikata's going to take off for third. Slater scores from third. And the Geneva Red Wings get their first run of the day. 4-1, still in favor of your double days. RBI single for Noah Company. Brings up Dylan Abbott. Abbott singled his last time around in the 4th inning. That was the first pitch that he saw. He roped 1 into left field. See if he swings at the first pitch yet again. He does. It's right nearly over the head of Titus Hutchins. He stops it and gets the out at first. What a play from Titus Hutchins. Stops it from getting past it. Controls the ball. Tosses it to Michelson and gets Abbott out at first base. Your double A still lead 4-1. Heading into the bottom of the 5th inning, Evan Carocchio will take over on the call from here. Ryan Story signing off for the evening.
We are back for the bottom of the fifth inning. Evan Carocho on the call. Thank you, Ryan Story, for doing a great job for that first half of the game. My lovely partner just shook my hand. Stephen Ambrosio due up to the plate for the Auburn Doubleday. Swings at first pitch he sees, and we are underway here in the bottom of the fifth inning. One run came in for the Geneva Red Wings in the top of the fifth. They had some life. Had a little bit of acrimony on the base paths, however. Thought that one was going to be interference and then some bickering, but nonetheless, that is settled. That next pitch drops in for a strike, so he's down in the count 0-2. Ambrosio in the second walked, picked up a stolen base, then got left stranded at second base. Working with an 0-2 count. This one's hit to the shortstop, Casey Burcroft, gloves it, throw to first. He might have pulled at his foot. In fact, he did. He is safe. That will be a hit for Stephen Ambrosio. He reaches first base due to Andrew Hausman pulling his foot. So with that, the lineup will flip over for the third time tonight for the Auburn Doubledays. Here's Chase Macy. He's over 2 on the night. In the second, he flew out to center field. Off of first is Ambrosio. Brault giving him a look. Throws over to first. The pickoff attempt is not in time. Time is 7:57 here at Falcon Park. Lights have turned on, and this one's fouled back against the net. Making sure the fans are on their feet as it ricochets off of the home plate fence area. So 0-1 count to the righty Macy. Off of first base already is Stephen Ambrosio. Brault's going to give him a look. Clearly Ambrosio has the attention of Brault. The pitch, and this one's hit high into the air. Running in on that one is Jackson Slater. So is Lucas Marsh. Making the grab on the run is Marsh on the pitcher's mound for the first out. That's an F5 in the books, the first out here in the bottom of the fifth. And with that, that'll bring up William Ragland III, who is 0 for 2 on the night. In the third, he grounded out to the second baseman, Jackson Slater. There's another pickoff attempt to try to get Ambrosio, unsuccessful again. Ragland has yet to see a pitch. He's gotten at bat in every other inning. The pitch to him is taken for a ball. There's the throw down to second, and it gets away from Jackson Slater. Hopped over the second baseman's glove. The pickoff attempt from the catcher is low, and that will be a stolen base for Stephen Ambrosio. Displaying his wheels tonight. That's his second stolen base on the night. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, 4-1 Doubledays. They've got 3 hits. Geneva has 5 on the game. The pitch. This one's high, upstairs, for ball 2. Like we said, Ragland is 0 for 2, listed as the extra hitter tonight. In the first, he grounded out to the second baseman. Kind of been a victim of Slater's glove over there at second. The 2-0. This one's low. 3-0 count. Ragland sitting comfortably in the box. 80 pitches on the night for Caden Brault. Ragland back in the box. Let's see if he has the green light here. Slater trying to keep Ambrosio close. The pitch. This one's high. That's ball 3. Correction, that is ball 4. So we have runners on first and second as Ragland picks up a walk. Looked a little frustrated with himself, like he wanted to get a base hit, but hey, he took the walk. That's a runner on for the Doubledays. And there's Kyle French making his way towards the mound. Looks like this might be it for Caden Brault. If it's not, he's just going to give him a pep talk. Titus Hutchins is on deck for the Doubledays. He's about to step into the box. He's the third batter in the Doubledays lineup. He is 1 for 2 on the night. He hit for a triple in the third and scored. The only extra base hit so far on the night for the Auburn Doubledays comes from Titus Hutchins. Like we said, about 80 pitches on the night for Caden Brault. So far through 4 1/3, he's given up 3 hits, 4 runs. Steelers have 1 error, and it looks like Brault will stay. Kyle French making his way back towards the dugout for the Red Wings, and Titus Hutchins will step into the box, working with 2 runners on, 1 out. Like we said, Hutchins is 1 for 2 on the night. Slater keeping Ambrosio close. The pitch. This one almost clips Hutchins. He has to move out of the way. Almost wore that one to the numbers on his back. And Brault will step off the mound in a slow pickoff attempt. Ambrosio clearly has the attention in this inning of Brault, because Brault tried to keep him close there. Still a 1-0 count. The pitch. This one's going to be thrown down to first, and wow, a beautiful stop there from Andrew Hausman to keep the ball from going into right field and preventing runners to advance to extra bases on that one. Filipponi tried to get Raglan off of first base. Instead, it was a wild throw, but Hausman able to stop it. Raglan off of first. Ambrosio off of second. The 2-0. The pitch. This one finds the zone. Count is 2-1. Brault giving the runner a look. Slater banging on his glove. The pitch. And this one's fouled. First base side well out of play over the bleachers. So count is tied at 2-2 with 1 out. A base hit here would be huge for the Doubledays. Both runners off. The pitch. This one's low. Gets past the catcher, Pino, and both runners will advance. That's Raglan on second, and on third base is Ambrosio with ease as it gets past the catcher on a wild pitch. Titus Hutchins working with a full count approach on this one. Doubledays fans making some noise, and Brault will step off. Going to clear his mind before the full count pitch is pitched. Hutchins in the box set. Brault set from the stretch. The pitch. And this one's hit towards the third baseman, Marsh. Collects it. And he loses the ball. A run will score for the Doubledays. There's a throw to third. That is in time, however, but wow! Lucas Marsh had the ball in his glove, was looking at Ambrosio, and tried to throw it to tried to throw it to first. He lost it. So clearly, Ambrosio had his attention. A run will score for the Doubledays. Out at third is Raglan, who was caught trying to advance. It got past the shortstop, Casey Burcroft. Slater collected it, threw it to third to get Raglan. But Titus Hutchins reaches on the error in E5. He then is on second base. So, run comes in. 5-1 Auburn. But that is the second out as Raglan is put out at third. And we do have a pitching change for the Geneva Red Wings. Kyle French is out there on the pitcher's mound. Caden Brault's night is done. As we said, a run did come in for the Auburn Doubledays here in the bottom of the fifth. Jonathan Griggs is due up to the plate for the Auburn Doubledays. Brault's night is done at about 90 pitches thrown. So through 4 2/3, he's going to leave giving up 3 hits, 5 runs. He also gave up a couple of hit by pitches. A few, rather. And 4 walks. So, as we learn the new pitcher's name, we are going to take a break and step away for a brief moment, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. The relief pitcher for the Geneva Red Wings is just about warmed up, and we learned his name. That's number 25, Aiden Quintero. Quintero, listed as a utility player. He's from Bergen County, CC. That's his college, Bergen County. He's from Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. He's going to face off against Jonathan Griggs, the cleanup batter for the Doubledays, who so far on the night was hit by pitch, picked up a stolen base, then advanced on a wild pitch and scored. Then he got on thanks to an E5, advanced on a wild pitch, then was caught stealing, trying to go home. He's working with a runner on second base. First pitch from Quintero does not find the zone, and we are back from that brief break. If you're just joining us, it's 5-1 Auburn, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Caden Brault pitch for the Red Wings. His night is done. Aiden Quintero, the relief pitcher, steps up to the mound, trying to end the inning. And off of second base is Titus Hutchins. And the next pitch also does not find the zone. Quintero working with a 2-0 count to Jonathan Griggs. Griggs, the righty, from Atlanta, Georgia. Stepping in the box at 5'10". Wofford College commit. The pitch. This one's going to be hit to the shortstop. Burkroff collects it. Throw to first is in time. A 6-3 putout to end the inning here in the bottom of the fifth, but the damage was done. A run came in off of an eve 5. 5-1 Auburn Doubledays. We're going to make our way to the top of the sixth inning. We'll be right back on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. We are back for the top of the sixth inning. The incredible William Baker III is still out there on the mound for the Auburn Doubledays, having only given up one run so far through 5 complete innings. He's going to face off against the DH, Ben Buxton, number 31, the lefty. Typically a catcher for the Red Wings, but he's the designated hitter tonight for them. 5-1 Doubledays. Buxton so far is 1 for 2 on the night. Struck out swinging in the first, and then in the fourth he hit for a single and was left stranded. First pitch to him is a ball. Next pitch is hit to the second baseman, Titus Hutchins. Collects it, throw to first is in time for the first out. 2 pitches thrown, 1 out achieved. Four-three put out for the first out, and with that, that'll bring up Andrew Hausman. He's 0 for 1 on the night, picked up a walk in the second, was left stranded, and then he flew out to the pitcher. He's going to check swing at that one, hits it to the first baseman, and he cannot collect it. A check swing will put him on base. You don't see that often. That is an error, however, for the Doubledays first baseman, Braden Michelson. That's the first error in the field for the Auburn Doubledays. Hausman safe on first. With that, that'll bring up Nick Filipino. First pitch to him is a ball. The pitch. This one is high for ball 2. Off of first already is Hausman. The pitch. This one's low. That's 3 straight balls from Baker. Off of first is Houseman again. The pitch, and that one finds the zone for the first strike. That one almost clips Filipponi, and he is going to walk. Back-to-back walks given up by Baker. And Coach Eaton is going to make his way towards the pitcher's mound. Houseman on second. Filipponi is on first. This will be it for William Baker III, as the call to the bullpen has been made. We'll see in a minute who his replacement is. As of right now, we don't know. There's the replacement getting his fist bumps from his former bullpen players as well, and we'll learn the relief pitcher's name. But as of right now, William Baker III leaves this one, giving up only 1 run so far through 5 1/3. Gave up 5 hits to Geneva, and the defense behind him gave up only 1 error. Double A's fans giving William Baker III an ovation, and his teammates go out there to greet him with high fives. A strong outing from William Baker III. Gave up 6 walks, said only 5 hits. Time is 8:17, 5-1 Auburn here in the top of the 6th. 1 out. We are going to take a brief break as the new relief pitcher warms up for the Double Days. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We learned who the new pitcher is for the Auburn Double Days. That is number 39, Tristan Roca. Right-handed sidearm pitcher. He's from Manola, Florida. Stands in at 5'9". He is going to face off against Lucas Marsh. He's dealing with 2 runners on, 1 out. First pitch from him is a ball. The pitch. This one finds the zone, and Roca has found the strike zone. 1-1 count. Both runners off. Roca going to give the lead runner, Houseman, a look off second. The pitch. This one's fouled back against the net. Count is 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. And calling time is Marsh. Looks like his elbow guard fell off. Sun starting to set here at Falcon Park. Beautiful sunset in the distance. The pitch. And this one's fouled back again. Marsh stays alive. Lucas Marsh, the utility player from West Liberty. He's from Salamanca, New York. On deck is Casey Burkroff, the shortstop. A base hit here for Marsh would be huge for the Red Wings. The pitch. This one's going to be hit into center field. Burt Maxim runs in, makes the catch on the run for the second out. 4 pitches. 1 out for Roca. That's 2 outs on the inning, however, as Marsh is retired on the F8. Burkroff steps into the box. He's 0 for 1 in the night, grounded out to second in the second inning and walked and got out in the 5th, trying to advance. The pitch to him is outside. Great stop there by Griggs. The pitch. This one's going to be cracked and will drop for a base hit into center field. And that one is dropped by Burt Maxim. A run will score with ease for the Red Wings. Andrew Houseman crosses home plate safely. 5-2. Doubledays. Just a simple drop by Maxim, who was trying to go home with the throw, but instead, Burkroff picks up a single and an RBI as Houseman scores. On second is Filipponi. Jackson Slater due up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Singled in the 3rd, hit for a fielder's choice in the 5th, and scored. He hits this one to the shortstop, who collects it. Throw to second is in time. That will end the inning here at Falcon Park. Slater is retired on the advance by Casey Burkroff, who was out at second base. So with that will end the inning. A run does come in for the Geneva Red Wings. Bottom of the 6th is coming up here on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We are back for the bottom of the 6th inning. Leading off for the Auburn Doubledays here is the 5th batter in their lineup, the 3rd baseman, Zach Spurger. He is 0 for 2 on the night, and a strikeout looking in the 2nd, and then grounded out to the 3rd baseman in the 3rd. The pitch to him is taken for a ball, and we are underway here in the bottom of the 6th. If you're just joining us, it's 5-2 Auburn. Out there on the mound is number 25, Aiden Quintero. Eden Brault pitch for the Red Wings. His night is done. Quintero went in the bottom of the 5th inning. William Baker's night is done as well for the Doubledays. He had an impressive outing. 2-0 count to Spurger. 0 for 2 on the night, still looking for his first hit. The pitch. And this one's fouled. First base side. Houseman makes an attempt, but it is well foul. Souvenir for the young fans here at Falcon Park. He steps back into the box, working with a 2-1 count. Darrell taking his time before this next pitch with a fresh baseball. The pitch. That one finds the zone, freezes Spurger, no swing by him. Count tied at 2-2. Quintero from the stretch, kick steals the pitch, a breaking ball. This one's going to be hit and dropped for a base hit in a shallow center field. Zach Spurger with his first hit on the night. Dropped in between Casey Burkroff, Noah Company, and Jackson Slater. And we have a pinch better for the Auburn Doubledays as Connor Rump's night is done. That's number 29. Miles Fontaine, who we've seen a lot this season for the Auburn Doubledays. Fontaine plays baseball at the University of Maine. No, Fontaine from Maine is not from Spain. He's from Barrington, Rhode Island. There goes the runner to second. That one's high. The throw down to second, not in time. A stolen base for the speedy Zach Spurger. Spurger gets on base for the first time tonight and already picks up a stolen base. He's in scoring position for the Doubledays. Ball 1 to Fontaine. Rump's night is done. Hit for a single, stolen base. Advanced off a wild pitch, another wild pitch, and scored in the 2nd. Was hit by a pitch in the 3rd and left stranded. And Quintero steps off the pitcher's mound to try to pick off Spurger. Instead, it's an unsuccessful attempt. As Spurger dove back to second base. Dancing off of second already is Spurger. The pitch. And that one's low. A great stop from Filipponi. Fontaine back in the box. Off of second is Spurger. Harrow distracted by the runner who's dancing around like Michael Jackson. The pitch. This one's high. Almost clips him. 3-0. Fontaine sitting comfortably. The time is now 8:30, which means Game 5 of the NBA championship between the New York Knicks and San Antonio Spurs has just tipped off. I know we're in New York, but go Spurs. Ryan Story's a Thunder fan, shaking his head at me. That will be a walk. Miles Fontaine with production in his first at-bat on the night. With that, that'll bring up number 22, the first baseman, Braden Michelson. He's 0 for 1 on the night, picked up a walk in the second, advanced to third off of 2 wild pitches and scored with ease. Then in the fourth, he struck out swinging and at bat every other inning. And you can tell who's going out to the pitcher's mound just by the walk. That's Kyle French, the coach for the Red Wings in his first season with the team. French going out there to talk to Aiden Quintero, who has given up a single and a walk so far in the inning. Just trying to calm down Quintero, who has not pitched a full inning yet. He went in the bottom of the fifth. He went in with 1 out. So it looks like all it's going to be is a pep talk as the Red Wings position players make their way back to their positions. A packed night here at Falcon Park. A lot of fans in attendance for a late night, weekend night game. A Paul gratuitous Saturday night here at Falcon Park under the lights. Both runners off. Slater trying to keep the lead runner close to second base. Laying down a bunt is Michelson, and he has to duck out of the way. It almost clips him right in the helmet. Running in was Houseman in case he did connect on that one. Braden Michelson, a righty from Plymouth State University, stands in at 6'2". Both runners off again. Still out there dancing Asperger. Laying down a bunt again is Michelson in same location yet again. 2-0 count. The bunt attempts have gotten the attention of Quintero, who cannot find the strike zone yet. Michelson swinging around his bat in the box. Quintero giving the runners a look. He lays out a bunt again, and it's the same location again. We've got deja vu here at Falcon Park. 3 straight balls in the same locations. Quintero struggling when there's a bunt attempt. Houseman in the first base grass. In case there's another bunt attempt, and yet there is. This one finds the strike zone. Pulling back is Michelson. 3-1 count to him. Houseman really alert over there at first base, dancing on his toes in case Michelson connects with a bunt. No bunt attempt there. He picks up a walk on the pitch that bounces in the ground. And the bases loaded siren has gone off here at Falcon Park. Sperger at third. Fontaine at second. Michelson on first base with a walk. And there's Kyle French. Yet again, we have a pitching change as Aiden Quintero's night is done. So, as we learn the next relief pitcher's name, we are going to step away for a moment to let him warm up and also try to learn his name. Bottom of the 6th, no outs, 5-2 Doubledays, a close one here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Evan Carocchio, your host in this one, if you're just joining us. We're going to step away. We'll be right back on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel, a production of the PGCBL. We are back, and we found out the new relief pitcher's name. That's Max Lipton, like the iced tea. He's going to replace Aiden Quintero. He's going to come in with no outs here in the bottom of the 6th. 2 runners on, and he's going to face off against Burt Maxim. The throw to home to try to get the lead runner is safe. The ball was dropped. Bases were loaded, and Zach Sperger scores. Miles Fontaine Doubleday score. A run there. Red Wings were trying to get the lead runner. Instead, they could not. They do pick up an out as Fontaine was out at third base. Great play there from Lucas Marsh to step on the bag to get the runner trying to advance to third. Throw to home, though, however, was high, and it was dropped by Filipponi. So, 1 out. Doubledays capitalize. On second is Michelson. Burt Maxim safe on first due to the fielder's choice. And with that, that'll bring up Riley Ames, another pinch batter for the Auburn Doubledays. Michael Ambrosio's night is done. He walked, picked up 2 stolen bases in the second, and got left stranded. Then he was hit by a pitch in the 4th and was picked off at first base in the 4th. Riley Ames working with 1 out, 2 runners on. They're both off their bases, and stepping off is Lipton, and a great pickoff move, but it is unsuccessful. Great heads-up dive by Braden Michelson to stay safe. He was definitely cheating a little bit towards third base. However, heads-up dive keeps him safe. Off of first already is Maxim. Michelson off again. The pitch, and this one almost clips Ames. Riley Ames, the righty from Mercyhurst University. He's from Sylvania, Ohio. Both runners off again. Lipton giving the runners a look. Breaking ball pitch just misses upstairs. So 2-1 count, the pitch, and this one swung on and missed. Count is tied at 2-2. Max Lipton working a tied count while dealing with distractions from the base runners. 2-2 count to Ames. And Slater keeping the runner close. The pitch. Finds the strike zone, and Ames cannot believe it. Home plate umpire rings him up. That's a backwards K in the books for Max Lipton. We have another pinch batter again for the Auburn Doubledays. That's number 26, George Farley. So there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. A great at-bat by Max Lipton there, dealing with Michelson dancing off of second base, somehow able to pick up a backwards K. 2 outs, both runners off. Michelson already dancing around. The pitch from Lipton is well inside, and that's a great stop from Filipponi. Keep the runners on their bases. Stephen Ambrosio's night is done. Both Ambrosios are done at the plate. The pitch to Farley is hit and dropped for a base hit into center field. Being waved home is Michelson. The throw into home, not in time. 7-2 Auburn Doubledays. The pinch batter picks up a single that scores a run. Great base running by Michelson to score. And that's a good throw by Noah Company out in center field, but unfortunately could not get the speedy Braden Michelson. On third base is Bert Maxim. On first base is George Farley. The lineup will flip over for the 4th time tonight for the Auburn Doubledays. Chase Macy due up to the plate. He's due for a hit. He is 0 for 3 on the night. Flew out to the third baseman in his last at-bat in the 5th. Runners on the corners. They're both off their bags. There goes the runner to second. The throwdown from Filipponi. Not in time. A stolen base for George Farley, who is having himself an inning. Chase Macy would love a single here that would score 2 runs. Lipton kick steals the pitch. This one's fouled. First baseline off of the Red Wings bullpen. Doubledays fans making some noise, stomping and clapping their hands as this one is fouled out of play behind us. Lipton ahead 1-2. One-two count, 2 outs, 7-2 Auburn Doubledays. 8:45 is the time. Lights are on. Sun is setting. Both runners off. Lipton gives the runners a look. The pitch, and this one is swung on and missed for strike 3. So Chase Macy is 0 for 4 on the plate. But the damage was done. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, 1 run came in, making it 7-2 Auburn Doubledays. There were runners stranded, however, on the corners. Bert Maxim, who was left stranded on third base. And actually, it was a runner left stranded on second base. That's George Farley. So, that will wrap up the bottom of the 6th inning. Lipton had to go in there for Aiden Quintero. And the young fans here and some of the Doubledays will be performing the YMCA here at Falcon Park, a fun tradition at the Auburn Doubledays do. And that's a fan favorite holding up the A. Number 3, Nacho Gonzalez. So as we make our way to the top of the 7th inning, as we see the young fans here in the camera clapping and dancing around, we're not going to go anywhere because we have some ad reads that we are going to read tonight. Hey fans, we'd like to thank Auburn Community Hospital for their generous sponsorship of Doubledays Baseball. At Auburn Community Hospital, they specialize in you. The Grimsley Insurance Agency can take care of all of your insurance needs. So, for home, auto, or business insurance, call the Grimsley Agency of North Syracuse today. Thanks to those Doubledays partners there, we are officially underway here in the top of the 7th inning. Christian Bermudez will lead off. 7-2 ball game. He's the last batter in the Red Wings lineup. He's 0 for 1 on the night, and still out there on the mound is Tristan Roca. Number 39. This is a number 39 on number 39 duel. So let's see who wins this one. The pitch. This one's cut on and missed. Just found my red pen, so thankfully I can put the Red Wings stats in the book using my red pen. That was almost a monstrosity. 2-1 count to Bermudez. In his last at bat in the 5th, he walked and got out trying to advance to second. The pitch. This one's going to be hit to the shortstop. And what a great diving play. The throw, however, is wild. He will advance to second base. Christian Bermudez works an error. It's going to be a hit for Christian Bermudez, and then an error allowing him to advance. The lineup will flip over for the 4th time tonight for the Geneva Red Wings. And with that, that'll bring up the leadoff batter, Kenta Minakata. He's 1 for 3 on the night. He lays down a bunt but pulls back. Dancing off of second was Bermudez. Hit for a single in the 1st, struck out swinging in the 3rd, hit for a fielder's choice and got left stranded in the 5th. He's back here in the 7th, working with 1 ball, no one out, and a runner on second base. The pitch. This one's going to be hit and fouled. Count's tied at 1-1. That was Miles Fontaine at the shortstop position. Had an errant throw. It's like that will be a timeout called. That gives Tristan Roca time to clear his mind. The pitch. This one is high, just above the Red Wings letters across the chest of Minakata. Working with a 2-1 count, Bermudez getting the attention of Roca. The pitch. This one's high. Ball 3. Was 1-1. Now it's 3-1 on 2 straight balls to the lefty, Minakata. And the sidearm relief pitcher, Roca, is struggling a tad bit. The pitch. There it is. That's strike 2, full count. The pitch. This one's going to be popped up well out of play. And staying alive is Minikata. The 3-2 on the way, and this one is swung on and missed. The throw down to first on the drop third is in time. A strikeout in the books for Tristan Roca. Minikata is retired. He's 1 for 4 on the night, his second strikeout on the night. Here's Noah Company, the second batter in the Red Wings lineup. And it looks like we have some bickering going on between Kyle French and the home plate umpire. He's going to want the attention of the field umpire. He's trying to talk about what happened in that last at-bat. Just need some explaining here. I'm being told that French believes that the batter foul tipped it, but it looks like the field umpire does not agree with him, nor does the home plate umpire. So, that will still be a strikeout. Noah Company, he's 1 for 3 on the night. Hit for a single in his last at-bat in the fifth and was left stranded. Off of second, dancing around is Bermudez. The pitch. That one is low. Below the knees for ball one. Another lefty in the Red Wings lineup. The pitch. Finds the strike zone, counts tied at 1-1. One and one out. The pitch, and this one will in fact hit Noah Company. A hit by pitch given up by Tristan Roca. 2 runners on. Dylan Abbott looking to do some damage here for the Red Wings. Doesn't look like we have any movement in the Doubledays bullpen. Red Wings bullpen, some stretching. I do see someone, however, throwing in the Doubledays bullpen. The pole was blocking my vision. Dylan Abbott, the third batter, the extra hitter. Watches that one go by for a ball. Abbott, 1 for 3 on the game so far. Watches that one for a ball. His last at bat in the fifth, he grounded out to second. Then the fourth, he hit for a single, got left stranded. In the first, he struck out swinging. He lays down a bunt there, but pulls back. That one's called a strike regardless. Now it's 2-1. Laying down a bunt again is Abbott, but he pulls away. Counts tied at 2-2. And Doubleday's defense with great heads up, trying to potentially run in case he does bunt. The pitch. That one is called a strike. Apparently it was 3-1. It's now full count. Full count approach. The pitch. And this one's going to be hit to the shortstop. Fontaine gloves it. Throw to first. Not in time. Dylan Abbott made Fontaine go all the way back to the grass on a hop. He gloved it cleanly but could not get the throw off in time. That will be a single and the 8th hit on the game for Geneva Red Wings. Advancing to second was Company. On third is Bermudez. And with one out, the Red Wings have some life here in the top of the 7th inning. Ben Buxton, the alliteration due up to the plate. We have a pinch runner for the Red Wings as Abbott is taken off of first base. That's pinch runner number 3, Dylan Briggs. Kyle French with the change there for the Red Wings. So Ben Buxton steps up to the plate. What do we know about Buxton? Well, he is 1 for 3 on the game tonight. Seems to be the pattern for Red Wings players. In his last at bat, he was a victim of the glove of Titus Hutchins over at second base. The pitch. Home plate umpire says he in fact did go. That one was low. It would have been a ball, but instead say strike. Still one out. Ben Buxton has a chance to score a few runs with a base hit here. Roca kick steals the pitch, and this one's going to drop for a base hit in left field. One run will score with ease. Here comes another. The throw into home is not in time. 7-4 Doubledays. 2 runs score for the Red Wings. A single for Ben Buxton, who's 2 for 4 on the night. Dylan Abbott makes his way to second base. Company scores from second, and Bermudez scores with ease from third base. Seven, 4 Doubledays. And Thomas Eaton, the manager for the Doubledays, is going to make his way out to the mound. And it looks like this might be it for Tristan Roca, as we do in fact have a pitching change. Andrew Houseman due up to the plate. Number 18, the 5th batter in their lineup, the first baseman, will deal with 2 runners on. We have a pitching change here in the top of the 7th. We're going to step away for a brief break. We'll be right back on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. Top 7 still, 1 out, 7-4 Auburn. Doubledays time is 9:01. 9 hits on the game for Geneva, 5 hits for the Doubledays. And we have a new pitcher for the Auburn Doubledays. That pitching change is going to be number 31, Soren Cooper. And he will face off against Andrew Hausman. 2 walks on the night, scored once. Blew out to the pitcher in the 4th. He's 0 for 1. Dealing with 2 runners on. They're both off their bases. And cheating in a little bit is Michelson in case he bunts. First pitch from Cooper is a ball, and we are back after the brief break. Soren Cooper, the right-handed pitcher from Denison University, the D3 school. He's from Wexford, Pennsylvania. He's going to give the runner off second a few looks. And this one's fouled, first base side. Over towards Geneva's first base coach. So, the pinch runner for Abbott is on second base. And on first base is Buxton. The pitch, and this one's going to be hit to Fontaine. Gloves it. Throw to second in time. Throw to first in time for the double play to end the inning. Soren Cooper, only a few pitches needed to get out of the jam. 6-4-3 does it here at Falcon Park. We are going to make our way to the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll be right back on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. Hello and welcome back to the bottom of the 7th inning, 7-4 Auburn Doubledays. We have a pinch batter as number 5, Jaden Madrid, as William Ragland III's night is done. He went 0 for 2 on the game. His last at-bat, however, he picked up a stolen base, advanced on a wild pitch, then got out trying to advance the third. The first pitch to Madrid is a strike, and we are underway here in the bottom of the 7th. Madrid swings at this one, hits it out towards right field, and it's caught on the fly for the first out. F9 in the books. 2 pitches, 1 out. Here's Titus Hutchins, who has had a very good night at the plate and a very good night at second base. Hit for a triple in the 3rd and scored. His last at bat got on due to an error. Got left stranded at second. Max Lipton still out there on the mound for the Red Wings, and this one's going to be hit off of the glove of Lipton, who could not catch it. The throw to first. Wow, in time. Nice play by Max Lipton, a bullet. He dodged out of the way out of that one, hit his glove. His glove fell off of his hand, and it stopped the ball, able to run towards it, grab it, and collect it to put out Titus Hutchins. I mean, you want to talk about a phenomenal play. That was a textbook example of a beautiful play by the pitcher, Max Lipton. So, that will be a 1-3 putout. Hutchins very unlucky on that one. I mean, he probably hit that one off the bat at least 100 miles per hour. Jonathan Griggs due up to the plate, trying to avoid the 1-2-3 in this inning as the Doubledays have 2 outs. The pitch, this one finds the strike zone, counts tied at 1-1, and Griggs yet to pick up a hit so far in this one. Hit by pitch in the second, picked up a stolen base, scored off of a wild pitch, hit for an error in the third, and grounded out to shortstop in the fifth. Swings at this one, and it's fouled. And just like that, the Doubledays are down to their final strike in the bottom of the seventh. 1-2 count to Griggs. Sun has completely set here at Falcon Park. The pitch. This one's going to be roped to center field, and it's caught on the run by the center fielder, Noah Company, and tipping the cap is Max Lipton. Some phenomenal defensive plays shown by the Red Wings defense here in the bottom of the seventh. 3 up, 3 down, no hits, no runs, and F8 ends it as Griggs is retired. Still 7-4 Auburn Doubledays. We're going to make our way to the top of the 8th inning. We'll be right back on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. Top 8th, if you're just joining us, it's 7-4 Auburn Doubledays. Out there on the mound is number 31, Soren Cooper, who will face off against Nick Filipponi. 0 for 1 on the night. He has walked twice, left stranded twice. And he swings at that one, and it's a foul ball. We are underway here at the top of the 8th inning. Doubledays in the bottom of the 7th inning went 1-2-3 with no hits, no runs. A beautiful, just absolutely breathtaking defensive performance by the Red Wings gloves. A diving catch in center field and a ball that hit off of the pitcher's glove. Then was stopped and able to go to first with it was the pitcher, Lipton, in that bottom of the 7th. So Red Wings are on a high right now due to their defensive performance. So let's see how they do at the plate. And right now, Filipponi is 2 for 2. That's the count is 2-2. The pitch from Cooper is high. The pitch. This one swung and a miss. Cooper with the strikeout to kick things off here in the top of the 8th inning. Lucas Marsh drew up to the plate. He is 0 for 3 at the plate, and that is a pinch batter for him. Lucas Marsh's night is done. He went 0 for 3 at the plate, grounded out into a double play in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 4th, and then in the 6th, he flew out to center field. And pinch batting in place of Lucas Marsh is number 29, J.C. Gamble, and we have seen his name a lot against the Doubledays so far this season. He watches that one go by for a strike. 1 out, 0-1 count. The pitch. This one's going to be fouled back against the net our way. Counts 0-2. Cooper well ahead. That one's collected by the bat boy for the Doubledays. Cooper well ahead in this one. The pitch. That one's low. Bounces in the ground for ball 1. The end of the 1st quarter in the Spurs and Knicks game. Spurs are up 23-13. This one's cut on a miss. Back-to-back strikeout for Soren Cooper. As this one's being thrown around the dish. Back to Cooper. That's the 2nd out. Casey Burkroff due up to the plate. He is 1 for 2 on the game. The pitch to him is low and gets past the catcher, Jonathan Griggs. No damage done because no one's on. Burkroff in the 6th inning hit for a single, was an RBI single, then was out trying to advance to second base. Walked and grounded out to second base so far in this game. Next pitch to him is low for ball 2. Two-0 count, 2 outs. Cooper kick steals the pitch. This one just misses downstairs. Count is 3-0. And Cooper will have to collect himself here to try to find the strike zone. Was working with back-to-back strikeout swinging. Now down the count 3-0. The pitch. Strike 1 at the chest of Burkroff. The pitch. This one's going to be hit right back to Cooper. Collects it. Throw to first is high, but it is in time, says the field umpire. 3 up, 3 down. The Doubledays make up for going 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 7th. A beautiful pitching outing there in the top of the 8th by Soren Cooper. And a beautiful glove demonstration there as he picks up the final out here in the top of the 8th. So, We will make our way to the bottom of the 8th for the Double Days at bats. We'll be right back on the Double Days YouTube channel. We are back for the bottom of the 8th inning, and before this inning kicked off, there was a team meeting by the Auburn Double Days. Coach Eaton called it. Curious as to what was said in that team meeting, but nonetheless, Zach Spurger drew up to the plate. He's 1 for 3 on the night. He's going to face off against Max Lipton, like the iced tea, who had a sweet outing in the bottom of the 7th, went 3 up, 3 down. The pitch. This one's high for ball 2. Two 0 count to Spurger. This one just misses. Count is 3-0 in Lipton. Yet to throw a strike here in the bottom of the 8th. Spurger in the 6th hit for a single, picked up a stolen base, and scored. Next pitch to him finds the strike zone. And there's the first strike here in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch. This one's going to be hit to the third baseman. Marsh gloves it. Throw to first in time. A sweet play by the Red Wings third baseman to pick up the ground out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Spurger is retired. Miles Fontaine is due up to the plate. Fontaine, who walked in the 6th and then was put out trying to advance to third, watches that one go by for a ball. Doubles Days would love some more insurance runs here in the bottom of the 8th, as if they score enough runs in the 9th and the top of the 9th, that is, and keep the Red Wings from tying, they will end the game in the top of the 9th. Lipton steps up to the rubber. Fontaine in the box. The 2-0. Ball 3 to Fontaine. Fontaine is known to have a great eye at the plate. Exhibit A, as he's already walked so far in the game, and he's working with a 3-0 count. And speak of the devil, he walks yet again. Fontaine is allergic to striking out. Don't know if you heard our PA announcer, but Braden Michelson is due up to the plate. That's Ryan Story, the PA announcer. Michelson, 0 for 1 on the game, walked twice, scored twice. Struck out swinging in the fourth. At bat in every other inning, dealing with a runner on and one out here in the bottom of the eighth. This one also finds the strike zone. Count is tied at 1-1. Off of first already is Fontaine, keeping him close as Lipton. That one just misses upstairs and outside a tad bit. Count is 2-1. And it has been a rough season so far for the Red Wings early on. This one is check swung on. No full go for Braden Michelson. Count is tied 2-2 to him. The Red Wings are 1-6 on the season, 1 win, 6 losses. They're looking to try to avoid going 1-7. 1-7, that is their record. Trying to hold the Doubledays here and then score 3 to 4 runs to tie it and then try to jump ahead in the top of the ninth. They've kept the Doubledays close, however, in this game for 7-4. Fontaine off first again. The pitch. This one swung on. And that is foul tipped into the glove of the catcher Filipponi. And that is out number 2. Foul tip for the strikeout, Bert Maxim. The center fielder, number 25, steps up to the plate. Maxim 0 for 3 on the night. Strikeout swinging in the second. Hit it to the pitcher in the fourth, and then got on due to a fielder's choice in the sixth. This one's going to be fouled, out of play. First base side. One count, 2 outs. There goes the runner to second. The throw down is high and gets away. Stolen base for the speedy Miles Fontaine. Two-one count to Bert Maxim, who's trying to get on first base for the second time tonight with a potential walk. Fontaine already off of second. The pitch. This one's going to be hit towards right field. Caught on the run. An unorthodox catch, but nonetheless that ends the inning here in the bottom of the eighth. 7-4 Auburn Doubledays. And Soren Cooper is going to walk his way to the rubber. Light up your phones is on the video board. He walks out to the Felix Bautista whistle. If you're an Orioles fan, you know that whistle very well. A huge outing for Cooper so far on the night, and you can feel the intensity here as the Doubledays look to try and pick up another win on the season, their 7th win on the season. If they win again here, they so far will have the Red Wings number. We're going to make our way to the top of the 9th. We'll be right back on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. Top of the 9th inning and a close battle here. If you're just joining us, 7-4 Auburn Doubledays, and we have a pinch batter. Number 10, Austin Dietz. Looks like Jackson Slater's night is done. Here in the top of the 9th. Slater went 1 for 3 at the plate, single and 2 fielder's choice. He scored once. The pitch from Cooper. This one swung on a miss. Doubledays fans are loving what they're seeing from Cooper tonight. Counts 0-2. The pitch. This one's high. Gets past the glove of Griggs. No harm done, however. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swung on and missed. A strikeout for Soren Cooper as Austin Dietz is retired. We have another pinch batter for the Red Wings. That's number 28, another lefty, John Mendola, up to the plate. So Kyle French putting in pinch batters for Slater and Bermudez. The pitch from Cooper finds the strike zone. 1 out. 7-4 ball game, 1 strike to Mendola. The pitch. This one's low for a ball. Doubledays are behind the Jamestown Tarp Skunks in the standings. They're 8-1. Doubledays are 6-1. There's another strike. That's strike 2. Doubledays win this one. They'll be 7-1. And just a game behind the Tarp Skunks. The pitch from Cooper. Strike 3! A backwards K in the books. Back-to-back strikeouts for Soren Cooper, who has been exceptional in his outing. Kenta Minakata walks up to the plate. The Red Wings are down to their last out. The pitch. A strike. A breaking ball at the letters. 7-4 Doubledays. 2 outs. 0-1 count. Cooper dealing. The pitch. Just missed. Below the knees. Like I said earlier, a packed house here at Falcon Park. The pitch. This one's chopped on, fouled back. And Minakata in trouble here. Doubledays fans stomping, clapping, cheering. They have life. They want to see a strikeout. The pitch. This one swung on and missed. Back-to-back-to-back strikeouts from Soren Cooper to end the game. The side is retired. 7-4 Doubledays. They pick up the victory. They improve to 7-1. Soren Cooper with the impressive outing to pick up the win. What a phenomenal outing from Soren Cooper. As Thomas Eaton and Kyle French say good job to each other. Doubledays out there slapping hands. I mean, just what a phenomenal game for the Auburn Doubledays, who have owned the Red Wings so far this season. They take this game 7-4. William Baker III with a really strong outing. The starting pitcher for the Doubledays was sharp tonight. Then from there, Tristan Roca did his job, and Soren Cooper, the closer in this one, was phenomenal. He was so fun to watch, and the audience here at Falcon Park was absolutely electric. Doubledays improved to 7-1. Red Wings dropped to 1-7. A rough start to the season for them. As New York plays over the intercom here at Falcon Park. The young fans here love the Doubledays. And it was a huge win for them as they improved to one game behind the first place Jamestown Tarp Skunks. So, Ryan, you switch over the mic to me halfway between the game. What did you see in the first half of the game that you called? Obviously, let's talk about William Baker. He was phenomenal tonight. What did you see from him, and what basically won the game early on for the Auburn Doubledays that you noticed?
Yeah, Baker picked up his second win of the season. He's now 2-0 in his starts for Auburn. And what I see from him is a pitcher who is going to do the little things right. He doesn't blow you away with his strikeouts or his velocity, but he gets outs consistently and lets the other team beat themselves. Now, that works especially against Geneva. We saw, I believe, when I came out of the game halfway through the fifth inning, Geneva led Auburn in hits 4-2 at the time. They ended the game leading Auburn in hits 9-5. And Auburn's a better hitting team on the season, but Geneva was better at the plate today. But what Auburn did is in the field made all the right plays. They didn't make mistakes. They didn't make as many errors. Geneva didn't have that same luxury. They had those errors, and that allowed Auburn to cruise to a fairly easy lead, despite it not being their best day at the plate. So I think if Auburn can, again, keep doing these little things right and just continue to play winning baseball, they've already picked up 7 wins in their first 8 games of the season, and that one game is one where they didn't do the little things right and gave up that blown lead. All they have to do is just keep beating the teams that they're supposed to beat, like Geneva. We could be seeing this Auburn Doubledays team in a very solid playoff seed when we get to the end of July.
Thank you, Ryan. And yeah, the Doubledays defense was sharp tonight, and it was a huge win for them. They win this one 7-4 at home. It's just a phenomenal win for them. And like I said, they improve to 7-1, and they are undefeated at home. They improved to 4-0 at home, and they have been fun to watch, and they should be fun to watch for the rest of the season. The Doubledays' next game will be tomorrow at Newark against the Newark Pilots at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and then from there they play at home Tuesday the 16th against the Elmira Pioneers at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So for Ryan's Story, I'm Evan Carocchio saying so long, have a great night, see you in the next one on Tuesday night. Take care.